welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the Peerless RDA by GeekVape. So yeah, in a moment we're going to dive down and I will show you the packaging, what comes in it, but right now kind of take a look at the deck. So as you can see, gold-plated deck. It's got a really cool post design. So basically, if you want, if you have smaller builds, you can use it right here. But for your larger builds, you know, just stick your coils through there. It's got a really large deep well, heat treated, decent size Allen key post screws. Does come with a Squonking 510 pin, so if you're into squonking and you got a squonk mod, you can definitely swap out the positive pin with the squonking pin. Yeah, it's a great little unit. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to throw a build in it, wick it up for you guys, and kind of show you how I use it. What I'm going to be using, I don't know if it's going to zoom in or not. Well, there's some aliens. I got a couple aliens, 3 millimeter inside diameter. I got 5 wraps. They've already been trimmed to the right spot, so it's pretty simple. You can kind of see that on those bottom holes there's kind of 2 spots, and so if I put one of the leads in on the right side of this post, I'm going to put it in on the right side of the other post. Let me get it in there, and then I'll show you again what I mean. So just tighten those down. You want to make sure that the lead is not touching, you know, so kind of have just the slightest little gap. So I don't know if you can see, but it's offset. So I put one lead under this screw and the other lead under that screw. For the other one, I'm going to put one lead under this screw and one lead under that screw. So basically, one post screw goes to one side of each coil. You don't have to put 2 coils overlapping with the screw coming down from there. Not with this one. Maybe if you had like some really wide coils, you might, but I don't know if there's enough clearance in there if they were too fat. But you see these are pretty big coils and they work great. So you know, play around with it and whatever works for you, you know. But I found doing it this way works the best. So there we go. Got them both in there. Now what I'm going to do is kind of try to center them a little bit, you know. So I'm just kind of pushing them toward the center. And I've noticed that this part right here might be out too far, so you don't want to make sure that when you put the the AFC ring back on, that it's not going to touch, otherwise it's going to short out on you. So yeah, that's what we got there. Coming out at 0.19 ohms. And we want to make sure they're firing up evenly. So you can see that. So what you can do, if you have ceramic tweezers, is you can kind of squeeze on them and fire it up. Also kind of brushing against it will help too. So yeah, you know, just pinching them together like that, both sides. You see that hot spot that just formed right there? We want to work those out. Take the bottom of your tweezer, and when it glows, do that. And then after I fire them, I always go in and make sure that everything's tightened down. For some reason, it'll, like, screws will like loosen up on you. Maybe with the heat expansion. Almost there. There we go. So now this is native wicks cotton. So we'll peel off a couple strands. I kind of roll mine up a little bit, and then do a little twist at the end. Sometimes you gotta, might have to, well, there we go. You want the cotton to be firm in there, you know, not super tight as to where when you're pulling on the cotton's tearing out or it's moving the coil, but you want to be a little bit of pressure on there. So that looks good for me. Grab another piece, roll it up, twist the end, get it in there, and pull it through. Now before I fluff it out, I always cut off that piece I twisted. That's just my little preference. I don't really see any other reviewers doing that. And then I see a lot of other guys fluffing it out. Might wick a little better. So just fluff in the cotton a little bit. Pull off those extra pieces. And then I myself, I've seen people wick their RDAs two ways. One, so that the cotton just comes down and hits the bottom of the juice well. I've seen others cut it long and kind of loop it underneath. I go kind of right in the middle of that. It's not short enough where it's just touching, but it's not long to the point where it's looping back and forth. And you'll see here, what I mean. Let me just cut it quick and I'll give you a close-up. That's where I like it. There's a really deep juice well in here, so this might even be a tad bit longer than what I normally do. But then you just grab it, tuck it underneath. And pardon me, I mean, I'm trying to get a new camera here soon. I'm on a limited budget, so I'm actually using my phone right now, believe it or not. So some of these angles might not be the best right now, but if you definitely stick around with me and stay tuned, you'll see the quality of these videos definitely improve here very, very soon. I'm putting money aside right now for the purchase of a decent little camera and a decent little tripod. So soon I won't have to do it like this. I'll be able to set it up on a table and do it nicely like that. Let me perfect this a little bit. Now if you notice, there's a space in between. You can see I think for the best flavor is try and keep it open from this side to that side, so air could technically travel all the way through it. And by doing that, I just kind of get my tweezers in there and just see how I just kind of spread it a little bit on both sides. I don't know. That's my personal preference. I've seen that done by others, so that's where I adapted that technique from. Whether you do that or not, it's all subjective, but I feel I get better flavor off of that. So I guess you can be the judge. So there we go. Let's juice it up. This here is actually Berry Crunch. There's a guy on Facebook. It's Uncle Alt's Elixirs. And I think the website is Alters Vapes, ALTERZVAP. I'll put a link in the description of where you can find his juice. It's kind of a small little tight-knit deal, and he has a Facebook group. So definitely I'll put a link for his Facebook group in my description as well. But go check him out. His juice is phenomenal. Everything he puts out is tasty. Even the flavors that might not be my type of vape, it's still going to be a really, really good flavor. It's just not my flavor profile that I like. But all his juices are really good. They don't gunk up your coils too bad. I mean, there might be a juice here and there that might have some sweetener in it, but overall, it's not bad. He's got great prices on juice hardware, so definitely check him out. I'll put a link in the description right up on the top so you can't miss it. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get this sucker juiced up. So you can see it. Sorry. This is kind of a tough review to do with what I'm set up with. But if you're building on an RDA, I feel like you should know how to juice up your damn coils. So this part really shouldn't be that important. So I'm at 110 watts and we got the fan on. Looks pretty good to me. Turn the fan back on. Take this, put that back on. I really like this Ultim drip tip. It's really, it fits on the mouth really nice, and you don't get that, too much heat. If you're cranking out 120 plus watts, sometimes your drip tip can get kind of hot. This Ultim drip tip has a good job. The way it's on there with heat displacement, so even if you're chain vaping, it ain't bad. So let's have a vape with this new Alien build. Wow. Yeah, the flavor on this Peerless is, I mean, I hate to say it, but I like it more than my Goon. I didn't think I was gonna like an RDA more than my Goon, but I do. I'm a big fan of this RDA. It's definitely my favorite RDA I've ever had. It's really easy to build on. So yeah. So now, after you've seen kind of the looks of it, the inside, the juice well, the post holes, we're going to take you down real quick and show you the box and the contents and all that. And yeah, so let's dive down. Alright, so here we got the Peerless RDA by GeekVape. Here's the box that it comes in. Some information, compatible with Clapton's, stage coils, and other large builds, extra post holes separately made to fit smaller coils, single and dual airflow control system, connecting juice well to avoid imbalance wicking. Basically, when you dump juice in there, it'll go to both sides. You get all the wicks instead of going to one side and not the other. So, take it out. This is the star of the show. You got Peerless on the bottom. You got a protruding 510, gold-plated 510, non-adjustable. You do get a squonk pin. You get your Allen key, tri-tool. If you don't want to use the Ultim drip tip, you can use this one. That does come out. It is Goon compatible drip tips. It does not come with any other extra Goon style drip tips, however. Here's your baggie of goodies. The drip tip O-rings, bottom O-rings. It's got a squonking pin in there. And yeah, some more of the heat treated grub screws. And then underneath this is going to be the manual. I'm not going to take it out though. But yeah, that's what all comes in the box. Let's take it back up top, vape on it, and talk about pros and cons. Alright, so it's time for my thoughts, pros and cons. Let's go over the pros. Ultim drip tip. Feels good in the mouth. Transfers the heat really well, so when you're vaping it doesn't get hot. You got the option of dual or single coil mode on this. So for you single coil vapors out there, this will work for you. I think it looks really cool. The build quality, the fact that the deck and all the contact parts is 24 karat plated, heat treated, big bulkier post screws. That's a pro. Just the design of the build deck is a pro. The fact you can fit your big aliens in there, that's a pro. We got a deep juice well squonking pin that comes with it. That's a pro. It comes with that other top part, the airflow adjustment part, with the kind of a regular drip tip that is Goon compatible. That's a pro, so you can put all your Goon and Kennedy style drip tips on here. Comes with the tri tool. I think that's cool. A lot of the stuff excuse me, only comes with your little blue screwdriver, or just a cheap little Allen key. That's a pro. Um, Price point, I picked it up for about 35 bucks locally at a shop, tax included. I think online you can get it maybe closer to $30. I'll post a link in the description of a. I'll just do a quick Google search, find a vendor, online vendor, maybe a USA vendor that you can find it. But I'm assuming it's around $30. So that's a pro. You know, it's reasonably priced for the build quality. Only con that I can think of is I didn't see a 510 drip tip adapter. And that might be a con to some people. To me, it's not. I'll never use anything but the Ultimate drip tip that comes on it. It's just so comfortable and it just works so well. But I know there's a lot of people out there with custom drip tips that they've ordered from different companies that they're going to want to use. And they might be a 510 drip tip and it's just not going to work on here. So that might be a con to some people. But other than that, I got nothing else to complain about this. It's an awesome RDA. GeekVape really did a good job. And if I lost it, had it stolen, or anything like that, would I buy another one? Absolutely. Hell, I might buy another one in stainless, just because I don't like mixing. Um, I don't like mixing two liquids, two flavors on one RDA or whatever. I'm just kind of picky like that. But yeah, that's about all I got to say about the Peerless RDA. Go out there, pick one up. If you like my video, you want to see more content, you already know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stick around. We got more stuff coming to you real soon.